All right, listen up, because two important things have happened this week. Two very important things have happened this week. I'm going to tell you about them, because of my stream. That's how that works. Josh, where have you been? Why haven't you been streaming? I'll tell you. Thank you. That's a good question. I'm glad you asked. That sets me up remarkably nicely. First of all, can you all admire my Oh Dear Dinah mug from the Alan Wake games? That's one of the things I've got to tell you about. Alan Wake is so good, I like coffee now. It's that good as a game. That's the highest praise I can put. Like, I thought Alan Wake is the next video on the Was It Good series, and I played all the way through Alan Wake, and obviously I was finding these coffee cups and these coffee little thermoses around the thing, and I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go, I'll give it a try. Yeah, I finished that game in 2 days. It's that good. So Alan Wake is now one of my favorite games of all time, without a doubt. I'm beginning to think that Sam Lake is a legitimate genius. Like, I played Max Payne and thought, this is good, but there's flaws. Then I played Alan Wake and thought, this is better, but there's flaws. However, I can see the potential. So, I mean, I've never met Sam Lake, but I think if I ever do, I want to be able to have that coffee sip thing with him. He's one of the few people working in games now that I think I would be comfortable legitimately calling a genius. His games aren't flawless at all, but I think they're the kind of games that you love in spite of their flaws. So that's my plan. But made myself an Oh Dear Dinah mug. The next thing I'll tell you about is a very important thing that I've got to discuss in a second with all of you. It's a remarkably important thing. We'll wait. People are here. Don't worry. About 400, 500 people joining. Yes, I'm accepting the Remedyverse. I'm going to play Control. I'm going to play Quantum Break. Got to make sure Visa's here, because without Visa here, he can't farm clips. That's what it is. Okay, cool. There's 500 people here. I need to share a secret with you. And this is probably the clip Visa will use. I have worked out that I love streaming. And I hate streaming culture. I've been analysing it, and it's awful. I hate it. I don't like it at all. Because the poster boys for what streaming is as a medium are the worst possible examples that we could have. People that aren't familiar with streaming will see those rage baiters in real life trying to make people angry just for a prank or a reaction. They'll see idiot man-children running around with far too much money. They'll see political activists on both the extreme left and the extreme right, not really trying to push any kind of agenda of their own, but more rile the other side up to reaction or clip farm. You'll see people with basically no knowledge of a specific subject casting themselves as the Dunning-Kruger king, again, simply to rile up the emotions of people who watch them, and then all of them make an absurd amount of money. I've realized that it is the domain of the gifted man-child in order to, rile up whichever user base and demographic they've decided to make angry at the other side this week. I've realized that it is artistically vapid, it is commercially demonic, and I hate everything about streaming culture in general. However, I like streaming to an audience. The problem is, in order to step away from the video game jail and become a more socially, culturally relevant streamer, you need to step away from video games and get into either extremely divisive politics or essentially playing to an emotionally immature crowd of essentially either children or young men that haven't matured past being a mental child. And I think that sucks. I think it's horrible. I think it's casting this glorious medium in one of the worst ways. It's lowering the barrier effectively into hell. It is the lowest common denominator. And I have decided that I really can't be asked to keep up with any of that. So we're going to pretend it's 1996 and I'm going to play Red Alert while chatting to you guys about shit that matters with your actual life without doing any of the stuff that I think is demeaning the art of streaming into the ground. That's where I'm at. Just so you all know, I don't care about hiring a production team and flying around a country while being the most obnoxious person that I could possibly be. I don't care about riling up either political side. I don't particularly care about playing Metal Gear Solid, the new Snake Eater version, even though they sent me a load of stuff, which is lovely. I'll show you the stuff they've sent me. I was sat here for about an hour before I clicked go live thinking, what do I want to do? Because from a business point of view, I should be playing the big games. I should be getting people angry. I should choose a specific demographic and rile you up against whoever I decide is your enemy this week. I should make you feel that you are being seen and heard. I should be a lightning rod for extreme things, because people don't want entertainment. They want confirmation bias. They want to be told what they already know in another slightly more intelligent sounding way and think, oh, that's made me feel even better about myself. Give this person money. And honestly, that all sounds like bullshit. So let's pretend it's the Allies versus the Soviets again and send some small soldiers to kill some other small soldiers. That sounds like a much... You know what? You don't even deserve this resolution on the webcam. I'm dropping this down. Perfect. You have a lower resolution webcam. That's what you get. Yeah, I basically realized that I absolutely hate streaming culture. I think streaming culture is completely... I think it's childish and vapid at the same time. Because unfortunately, I've met people that are really into... Whenever you say to someone, hey, you know, do you watch streams? And they're always like, yeah, I watch the most obnoxious, annoying, irritating person you can possibly think of because it's fun. No, it's not. It's irritating. And when you meet... Because the problem is that there is a huge amount of people who are very emotional. And there is a huge amount of people who are very emotional in the exact opposite way. And if you choose one of these sides of people, you can make a lot of money because you just rile them up against the other side. And it's not even always political. Sometimes it's just sociological. Sometimes it's economical. Sometimes it's just cultural in general. You choose one of the sides and tell them the other side is wrong. You are great. You're fantastic. Support me. Give me lots of money. That's great. I will be your champion. However, in the middle, and this is not, again, political spectrum, it's mainly in the middle socially and culturally, there's the idea that you just kind of want to play video games. We just kind of want to hang out, be normal, chill out, see friends, see family, make enough money to pay your bills, survive, pay your rent, maybe grab a takeout on the weekend, enjoy whatever film there is out there, you know, go bowling, play laser tag, that kind of general normal vibes. The problem is, those people, despite being a bigger amount of the population in general, aren't watching Twitch. They're out doing the stuff that's fun. You guys, from what I've kind of worked out, are the normal people on Twitch. Because if you weren't, you would be at another streamer who is on one of the extreme sides, getting your confirmation bias sucked directly from the teat of information. The normal people are either out touching grass or here. Now, I'm not normal either. I was sat here before streaming. This is what started this whole rant. I was sat here before streaming thinking, what do I want to play? And I thought, you know what? I don't want to paint Warhammer live on stream, despite the fact I've got like 100 high elves sat in front of me that I need to finish, because that is my mental break, my mental time off. I'll stick this total side thing, but at the minute I'm really into book talk for some reason. We'll talk about that in a second. But I realised I don't want to paint Warhammer. That is my side break. So instead, I'm going to play a 1996 video game. That's what we're going to do. I've just confirmed your bias that you are normal and not extreme in any way. There you go. See, I'm aware of where I sit within this dichotomy of streamers. Dead in the middle. We are going to be neither over nor underwhelming. We are just whelming. Every one of my viewers is someone who has more important on their primary monitor. And what you want on your secondary monitor is a content creator who you can look away from for 5 minutes, come back, and not much has changed. That's what you want. I am the backup Netflix. You want something in the background, but you don't want to pay attention to it. You just want to know when you come back and look at it, there'll be just enough there. I'm like a sugar block. You know that horses have those big sugar bricks that occasionally when they get bored, they walk over, lick the sugar brick, and then walk away? That kind of, I don't know what to do, but I'm going to do something vibes. That's what I bring to Twitch. What's the phrase? I'm like the Windows maze screensaver of Twitch. You put me on when you aren't sure what else is going to go on.